Hi, I'm Michael, Director of Golf Instruction here at Chartwell. I'm in the sim room today to talk to you a little bit about something new we're going to introduce this year, TPI screenings for your golf swing. So people ask me, what's TPI? It actually stands for the Titleist Performance Institute. And what they've done is really developed a nice program to identify the physical weaknesses and flaws in your golf swing that manifest themselves whenever we're actually swinging the club. So what it starts with is a 16-point screening, as well as an evaluation I can give you on the swing characteristics you have. And now that I'm certified to be able to do this, we can offer you the workouts that you can use all winter long to make yourself really ready for spring. So just to get you started, here's a great one that I think really helps where a lot of folks are lacking, and that's in their hip rotation. And so a lot of times we think, well, my hamstrings are too tight, or I'm not really flexible enough to do that, or and really it's not necessarily the hamstrings or a muscular issue. It's just as much in the rotation of the hips and the internal and external rotation of the hips. So this exercise is called hip drops. If this one's hard for you to do, there's going to be some slide and sway that happens in your swing. So if you notice that happening, you tend to sway to one side and slide through impact, and you have a hard time really clearing your hips. This is going to be one of the reasons why. So what you're going to do is you're going to lay down on your back on the floor. Arms down by your side, and then the wider you make your feet, the harder this exercise is. So if you want to start with your feet kind of close together, not touching, but if you start with them kind of close together, that's a good place to start. See how well you can do this. The better you get at it, the farther you want to go apart, the harder this is going to end up getting for you. So feel free to challenge yourself. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to get our lower back to stay nice and flat on the floor, and with our feet about shoulder width apart. Again, the wider you are, the harder this is. We're just going to lower our knees to one side, trying to keep our hip in charge of the motion and keep our back nice and flat on the ground. And so we'll hold that for a couple seconds on each side. And these are just called hip drops. And so I'm just dropping my knees to the floor. The farther I can go, keeping my back as flat as I can to the ground, making sure all the rotation's happening in the hips and not in the lower back. And there's great things we can do to really stabilize our core. If you want to press down on the floor, that really stabilizes your core. Press down with your palms on the floor, really stabilizes everything and gets things in your core activated so that your lower back is not what's rotating, it's your hips. And you notice that gets to be just a little bit harder. So those are hip drops. Come on out, see me for a TPI evaluation. We'll get you all set up with the exact program you need to overcome your physical limitations and get you ready for springtime.